Welcome to MX Home Solutions channel. Today we will be talking about the guide position with the company Assurance. First, please subscribe to our channel and go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. I'll post a link to apply for this position in the description down below. We're going to talk about the position, the pay, and what the calls are like. So the guide position is a work from home 1099 contractor position where you will be the first point of contact with the customer. All you are really responsible for is verifying the customer's information and then transferring them to the correct line of insurance. Once you have successfully transferred them to an insurance agent, you then hang up and then you take more calls. I like to clarify that this is in way cold calling. Some are leads that, like, if someone fills out a form online for like a quote, we will call them almost instantly in some cases. However, some leads may be older, they may not be interested anymore, they may already have insurance, but I always want to stress to the point, I was you. I was not interested in trying to sell anything, and the thought of being one of those people that call you all the time was just a terrible thought for me. But it's really not even that bad because you're not really selling. Some people, they try to push the customers to get a quote if they say they just already got insurance or something, but I personally do not. I just hang up and move on to the next call. But you don't call the same people over, and they always tell you what to tell people. Like, if the customer says, oh, why do you guys keep calling me? There's like rebuttals for all that stuff that Assurance gives you. I've never had anybody actually really get mad at me or anything. I really enjoyed the job. So if you're scared of being that person and whatnot, I just urge you to try it out because I was so against any of it. And at the time, I was desperate for something, and I ended up loving it. It's an amazing job. It's all scripted, so you just basically read whatever the screen says and keep it flowing, and it's just so easy. One of my favorite things about this job was the hours. They are so flexible. You can work anytime between the hours of 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So here on the East Coast, it's 8 a.m. to midnight. And you can work every day of the week, any day, whatever you want. You can log on and off the platform as you please. This means, like, you don't have to schedule what hours you want to work or anything like that. You just, if you have an extra 20 minutes in your day and you're like, hey, let me get on and work a little bit, you can. The only requirement is that you must work one time a month. So I'm not going to go into depth with the work orders, but they will say they expire within 14 days. For example, like the work order will say 1,000 calls or 14 days. And I just want to clarify that you do not have to complete the 1,000 calls within the 14 days. The work order is up whichever one you complete first. So if you complete 1,000 calls in 4 days, you get a new work order, which means a new bonus opportunity. But if you don't, then it'll just be the 14 days you'll get a new work order. So you can take 30 total calls in 14 days, and that's fine as long as your metrics are good. I don't want to go all into that, but just know that you do not have a requirement of how much you need to work, except you need to work once a month, even if it's like 2 calls, because I definitely did that before. Okay, so now we're going to get into what everyone wants to know, the pay. So it is commission only, but don't let that scare you. There's plenty of money to be made, and it's not based on sales. Your pay is based on how long the licensed agent and the customer talk for. The reason for this is that they want you to transfer quality calls. So the longer they talk, the more likely the agents can make a sale. So the pay is, if they talk for 5 minutes, you'll get $3.55. If they talk for 10 minutes, you'll get $6.55. And if they talk for over 20 minutes, you'll get $9.55. The nice thing is, though, while the customer and the agent are talking, you are taking more calls and transferring more people. Also, on the work orders, you can achieve bonuses. Like if you have 11 calls over 25 minutes, you'll get a $100 bonus. And the pay is daily through Zelle. But I also believe there's a way to sign up for a weekly direct deposit somehow, but I'm not sure. You'll have to talk to a recruiter about that. So if you're interested in applying for this position, which I strongly encourage many of you try it out, here's how the process goes. On the application, there's a very hard and very unnecessary exam, but my best advice is to just follow the directions and always select an answer before the time runs out, even if you have no clue. If you pass this exam, you are hired. There is no official interview you must attend. They used to be very fast getting back to you with the results on the exam, but I've heard now they're taking up to like 7 days maybe. And make sure you also check your spam mail as well. Once you get the email, you'll complete the onboarding paperwork and watch the videos and answer questions. And now they also do a 3-day training, but I can't tell you much about that because it's new, but overall it's a very fast process. So many people after getting hired are so scared to get on the phones, and I just want to briefly tell you this. Just do it. Just hop on the phones. There's not much you can do to prepare, but it's all scripted, so you just read whatever the screen says. You can always add to your script, but you cannot take away from it. When you go online, the system will begin calling a number for you, which you don't hear until someone answers it. Then your recording will start to play. At the end, it'll ask like how they're doing, and your screen will prompt you to start confirming their information. You just read it off and go through the different screens depending on what insurance it is, different questions. But mostly you confirm their name, location, age, etc. Then you place them on hold and transfer them to an agent. You wait for the agent to answer. You briefly explain that you have a customer on the line looking for so-and-so insurance, and then you'll merge the call and introduce them. Tell them to have a nice day and hang up the phone. And then you have to disposition your calls, so you'll select that it was a successful transfer, and boom, you're done. You take the next call. It's really not bad at all. It's really so simple. You literally just read the script. It tells you what to say all the time. You don't have to like come up with things unless the customer starts asking you questions that aren't related, and then you're just like, I'm not sure, maybe the licensed agent will be able to help you out and stuff like that. So just some things that are nice about working for Assurance is the flexibility. I can't stress that enough. And then they also have a Slack account set up where you can communicate with other guides. If you're not familiar with Slack, it's basically like a Twitter for your workplace. So you have support on there. There's also Facebook groups you can join so you don't feel alone, or if you have questions or whatever. Slack was my favorite though, and the boss will always post up like surprise bonuses if you work so many hours and stuff. You can get put in for a drawing to get an extra bonus and stuff like that. But overall, it's a great company to work for. It's super laid back. I always say to each their own, but if you're struggling to find something, give it a try and just see how it goes, see how you do on it. People make more than enough to cover full-time income on this platform, and many average around $16 to $20 an hour. But everybody's different though. But it's worth a shot since you're not paying any fees to start up or anything. So that about sums it up. The link is in the description down below. Go ahead and try to apply and make sure you have some extra time when you're applying so you don't feel rushed when you're taking the exam and stuff. Good luck, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel here on YouTube and like our Facebook page, MX Home Solutions.